Hey everyone, today I want to talk to you about an amazing story that I saw today about a million acts of mercy. So, today we're exploring how a community came together to reach 1 million acts of kindness. This is an amazing story of compassion, courage, and the power of getting everyone together to do something amazing. So, I want to tell you about the Mercy Challenge. This is something that the Diocese of St. Petersburg did recently when they invited every parish, school, and ministry to come together to complete an astonishing 1 million acts of mercy during their Jubilee Year of Hope. Now, if you're like me and you don't know what that means, the Jubilee was proclaimed by Pope Francis. It began on Christmas Eve of 2024 and it will conclude on January 6th of 2026. And the theme is Pilgrims of Hope. The edict that introduced the coming Jubilee year was titled Hope Does Not Disappoint, which I absolutely love. You can tell by the name of this channel that hope is really important to me. So, that idea that hope does not disappoint is just so powerful. In fact, I really loved this quote by Pope Francis where he said, "Everyone knows what it is to hope. In the heart of each person, hope dwells as the desire and expectation of good things to come, despite our not knowing what the future may bring." And today, as everything feels so heavy and hard in the world that we're living in, I think this is such a beautiful concept that we can have that hope, that desire and expectation of good things to come, even when we don't know exactly what the future is going to hold. So that's what the diocese decided to do, was embody that sentiment and put it into action by doing this absolutely audacious goal of reaching 1 million acts of kindness. And originally, they said that they were going to do this by December 15th of 2025, but they got so much involvement from the community that they actually reached their goal 3 months early. They did this just in 9 months, which is absolutely astonishing. I think it's amazing that so many people got on board to do these good things. So naturally, my next question is, what counts as an act of mercy? And it said in the news reports I saw that they were challenged to focus on 14 categories of service, which are known as the corporal and spiritual works of mercy. And I had never heard of that before, so I had to look this up. And I absolutely love this because there's so many amazing things on this list. Feeding the hungry, giving drink to the thirsty, harboring the harborless, visiting the sick, bearing wrongs patiently, forgiving willingly, comforting the afflicted, and so on. There was a lot of variety to what these people could do to meet these requirements, and they did all sorts of things. So, participants were asked to record all of their acts of service on the diocesan website at mercy2025.org. And some of the acts that were reported included helping flood victims clean out their homes, bringing flowers to those who were ill, showing gratitude to veterans for their sacrifices, feeding the hungry, donating clothes to people in need, praying for those who were suffering, cleaning up grave sites, and more. One priest said, "We also help a local public school with pack-a-sack lunches for vulnerable children with food that they can take home for the weekend." And with the work I'm doing at Low Income Relief, I know how important those food resources are. And I'm so grateful that that's where they chose to prioritize some of their efforts. Especially sending that weekend food home with kids is such a big deal. Another parish ran a food pantry 3 days a week, offered help with utilities and living expenses, and sent food and school supplies to nearby communities. And that's another greatly needed service. Altogether, they counted 73 parishes, 35 schools, 2 mission churches, and 7 diocesan ministries that participated in this amazing initiative. That is a lot of people getting together to offer the gift of hope to those around them. And I love being reminded that even in the most difficult times, there are good people out there doing good things. Now, if you have other good news stories like this, please reach out to us at team@hope.help so that we can share those stories with others. I think we are all surrounded by negativity every day in the algorithms that we use online, and we need to be proactive about putting out more light and encouragement in the world. And we hope that you'll help us do that by sharing any stories that you may have heard recently. We really appreciate you, and we wish you a blessed day.